I can win because I got the right experience, and people don't have to take my word for it that I'll get in there and cut taxes and spending and bring back jobs. I've absolutely done it in very similar circumstances.
What New York needs most right now, or what any governor should be, is a leader, and Bill is a leader among leaders.
I grew up mainly in Long Island, but partly in upstate, and I've always kept in touch with both those parts of New York. My father was the Republican leader of the town, and really for most of Suffolk County. And so I got introduced to New York politics and Republican politics at my father's knee at age 8, 9, and 10. I served as a prosecutor under Ronald Reagan for 7 years in the Justice Department. I was appointed U.S. Attorney in 1981 by Rudy Giuliani, who was then in Washington as the number 3 in the Justice Department. And we targeted organized crime, public corruption, narcotics. I remember we had 111 indictments in public corruption cases, and we got convictions in 109 of them. And I intend to emphasize this experience in the campaign in the fall. Mr. Spitzer has been a prosecutor for 7 years. I was a prosecutor for 7 years. I'd be willing to put up my record as a prosecutor against his record as a prosecutor any day of the week.
While he was governor of Massachusetts, he balanced 6 budgets in a row. He cut taxes 19 times. He turned Massachusetts from Taxachusetts into a very well-run, successful state.
My top 3 issues when I ran for re-election were crime, welfare, and taxes. People decided that they would vote as taxpayers, and they voted in favor of lower taxes, and that's what got me elected. I took a blood oath that I would never support a tax increase, and I never did. The state in the Northeast that now has the worst business tax climate is no longer Massachusetts, it's New York.
Well, I think the most important skill that Bill has is real leadership ability. I think that he will provide the kind of leadership that both the Senate as well as the Assembly in this state require.
I think you go to people and you say, who do you trust to do what has to be done for New York State? If we persuade the voters to think of themselves as taxpayers and as family members who don't want to lose that generation, their kids, because there aren't enough good jobs here, then there's no reason this shouldn't be a Republican year. Those are Republican issues.
Lower taxes entice companies to stay here. People are moving down to Florida and elsewhere because New York is just too expensive a place to live.
I think I've proven in my big ticket races that I'm a good candidate. I run ahead of the ticket. When I ran against Senator John Kerry, I ran 25 points ahead of the top of the ticket.
It's not a cut in any city that I work in. Maybe it's a cut in a city that you work in called Washington, D.C.
I believe in smaller government, and that's why I support Governor Weld, what he did, his proven record in Massachusetts.
I get along well with Republicans, independents, Democrats, all kinds of voters, and yet I'm delivering an essentially Republican message, which is smaller government, cut spending, cut taxes, let's have more choice in education, focus on creating jobs.
In a governor, you want someone who will listen to all parties, lend an ear, see all sides, and find a solution that will keep everyone happy. And that, I think, is one of his geniuses.
We need a governor who will continue to cut taxes, who will be fiscally responsible, who welcomes business to New York. And that's what Governor Pataki did, and that's what Governor Weld will do.
I think he's the right man to lead this state. I have every confidence that Bill will do that. I think he is the right man for the right time with the right party.
I think the most important thing for people to think about as they go in the box is, am I a taxpayer? Am I a parent? Am I a family member? Do I care about jobs? If they ask themselves those questions, they're going to vote Republican.